Hello, I'm your host Zoe, and today we're going into the world of breed-specific legislation. Breed-specific legislation laws, also known as BSL, are laws made to ban certain dog breeds for the safety of humans who have suffered dog attacks. To gain insight on the situation at hand, we are going to interview people who've been impacted by these laws. Now we ask ourselves, do these owners of these restricted dog breeds ever face any issues, and are these dogs really that dangerous? How does it affect the community of dog lovers? Our guest that'll be joining us today will be a dog owner who owns a commonly banned breed of dog, pit bulls. Our other guest will be someone who works a part of a rescue and will know a little more on the subject. Let's go to our guest, Taylor.
Hello everyone, my name is Taylor and I'm the owner of a pit bull named Jackson. I adopted him from a shelter a few years ago and he has been my best friend since.
I heard that you've been offered a job opportunity in a city in Kansas. You will be paid well and have close relatives there, but you're debating whether or not to take the offer. Could you tell the audience the reason for being conflicted?
The job offer and overall area is really nice and I've been wanting to move, but the city in Kansas I want to move to bans owning certain dogs like my pit bull Jackson. I don't want to give him up, but this job opportunity has been a dream of mine. All my relatives are in Kansas, so I can't have someone look out for him for me, and I really don't want to give him up to a shelter where he has a chance of being euthanized.
This can be a really difficult decision to make. You mentioned being euthanized, which I believe means that the dog is put to death by getting injected and slowly falling to sleep. Is that right?
Yes, you're correct. And Jackson is a really great dog with no history of biting and is friendly to kids who want to pet him at the park. I don't like the idea of even letting him go to a new home.
I'm sorry this even has to be something on your mind. I bet traveling with Jackson must have been hard.
Traveling was very difficult if I brought Jackson along. When in a city in New Mexico, I had to put a muzzle on him. I felt like he looked even less approachable than he did before and had gained looks from people assuming that he bit people. I would never risk taking him to a city he's banned in because one look at him and animal control would be called and he would be taken away from me.
I really hope you figure out what would be best for the two of you.
Thanks again for letting me share.
After hearing the testaments of a dog owner, let's go to our guest, Dwayne, who works with the organization Best Friends Animal Society.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dwayne, and I've been a part of the Best Friends Animal Society for around 2 years now. I will promote dogs at shelters to become adopted, and I also foster some of the shelter dogs for rescues. Fostering is when you give your home to an animal for them to later be adopted.
With your experience of this term fostering, can you tell us what depicts a dog's temperament and how much dog breed factors into this?
BSL has led laws allowing a number of breeds to be restricted or banned, including Rottweilers, Pit Bulls, Chow Chows, German Shepherd dogs, Doberman Pinschers, and way more. In shelters, Pit Bulls are number one in being the dog most held in shelters and are banned in cities in Iowa, Kansas, Missouri, and most U.S. military bases. The dogs I tend to foster are Pit Bulls, as every dog training is required to gain a well-behaved dog. This goes for any dog breed, but of course the size of the dog can make a difference in what you're looking for in training. The temperament depends on how the dog was brought and trained. And if a dog came from a bad environment with abuse, you notice they reacted frightened and could bite.
So what you're saying is all up to the owner and the responsibility they're willing to take?
Yes, the owner plays a big role in how well the dog is socialized. Not to mention, dog attacks occur mostly when a dog is agitated or has been treated poorly.
Do you propose a solution to eliminating BSL laws and restrictions?
We should definitely acknowledge that there are aggressive dogs and they are likely to attack. But I don't agree that pinpointing these attacks to certain dog breeds will help. We should look at the issue with an open mind and note there is always another way. As a community, we can create breed neutral laws that apply to all dog breeds. This can include holding dog guardians responsible for their dog and having enforcement of dog license laws. Likely, the problem isn't the breed, it's who's behind the end of the leash.
Well, thank you for the insight. Any last words?
I'm glad you asked. If you're interested in how you can help, go to Best Friend Animal Society's website, where a lot of sources will be provided over the topic and different ways you can help. Whether you become a foster or bring light to the topic over social media, any help is greatly appreciated.
Well, that concludes our informative insight on today's breed-specific legislation laws. We have learned how much it is to hold our owners responsible while coming up with ways to help, like fostering. Thank you for everyone watching, and I hope to see you next time to cover our next topic of the week. See ya!